Sorry, but I don't know what happened. I think I got kicked off. We're going to do this again. How about that? All right. So I'm Tayana, Real Truth Hurts. Thanks for stopping by for our real talk, brunch talk. All right. So basically, we're going to go through and discuss a no bullshit approach for the fear of change. We talked about a little bit on Monday, as I mentioned before. And there's a lot of things that we as people gotta start taking into account when we're going through our changes, and going through our journeys. And I think most part of it is that we don't take into account whether or not we ourselves as an individual are actually happy. We always do a lot of things for our family and want to make sure that they're happy and make sure that they're okay, but we don't really take care of ourselves like we should. Now, is that not it's not that we don't care about ourselves necessarily. It's just that we've been taught that you're supposed to take care of everybody else, as a mother or as a father or whatever. You're supposed to take care of your youngins. And then as a spouse, you take care of your significant other, boyfriend, take care of your girlfriend, boyfriend, that kind of thing. We always been taught to take care of somebody else and to be able to basically put off while we aren't doing what we want to do or achieving what we want to achieve or having what we want to have, because we are givers or giving, and we're not giving ourselves anything. Though we're not giving ourselves anything, we're not doing anything for ourselves that's going to make us better as a person and to make us be able to be seen and out there. So when you're doing this and you're putting your when you're putting yourself out there like you do, not that it's a problem. You want to put yourself out there for your people. You want them to know that you care about them and that you're there for them, and that no matter what they say, no matter what they do, then you're going to always be there. That's fine, but you got to start taking some responsibility for yourself. Now, this is what I want to talk to you about on some realness. I want to get straight to the point on it because I know a lot of you guys got things to do, and so do I. I want you to first really consider and ask yourself, are you happy? Are you happy as an individual, as a person? Have you taken the time to sit back and say to yourself, Tayana, do you have or are you where you need to be physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever? Are you where you need to be? Really check yourself on where you're standing right now. If you don't know where you're standing right now, then you automatically have already entered yourself into the realm of bullshitting yourself, okay? Period. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything that I need to say for this. I'm gonna say what I feel like I need to say. So if you don't want to hear it, then fine. But I'm gonna say what I need to say. So please know and understand that. Now, some of you are blaming your kids on why you're not physically where you are. What I mean by that is, especially you ladies. Oh, I don't have the body I want to have, or I'm not where I need to be. Or I don't have the abs that I want to have, and this, that, and the third, solely because I had kids. Now, I do understand that children can do a number on your body, and it is not to be excused. That is not to be pushed to the side. That is not to be said that they don't. I understand that they very much do. Okay, but let's get for real here for a real second. How many of you out there, your kids are at least 2 years old? At least 2 years old. So you have no children less than 2 years old. If you fall in that category and your children are 2 years old and more, and you are still the same weight or the same size you was the day you had him or her, or you're heavier, and not because of any sicknesses or illnesses or anything like that, and you're still there, it's all you, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with the baby. It is not baby fat. You just fat, baby. That's all that is. You didn't take care of your business. You didn't give yourself the opportunity to change. You didn't give yourself the opportunity to change. Now, we understand when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to be running 6 and 15, 20, 30 miles, even though there was a woman who recently did run half a marathon and had her baby because of that, 7 months pregnant. But that's a whole nother story. But the thing is that we understand that that's not the normal. But who's to say once you had the baby that you couldn't get up, put the baby in a stroller, and get out there and walk, then run, or then jog, then run? Who's to say that you couldn't put on the girdle you should have wore after you had your baby so your stomach would go in and it would assist you when your abs were weak or non-existent from maybe having a cesarean? Who said you couldn't get up and do those things? To make sure, why didn't you, after your stitches were taken out, didn't you go and you do what you needed to do? Or why, after you were healed, you didn't hit the ground running, so to speak, and start doing everything that the doctor cleared you to do? Because you were full of it. You didn't really want to change. You didn't want to really do the work. And then on top of it, you say things like this, and this is everybody: oh, I don't have the money I need to have, or I don't have what I'm supposed to have financially because I had to take care of my family, I got to take care of my kids, I got bills, I got car notes, I got your house note, I got lights, I got this, I got that. No, you ain't got nothing. You went and got all that. That's all the stuff that you wanted. You went and got it. Now you got to pay for it, and you complaining about it. And on top of that, now you really don't even have what you need to take care of the things that you've been that you just had to have. That car, you didn't have to have it. You chose to have it. That particular type of car is what I'm saying. If you're in a place where you need transportation, fine. But who said you had to go and get the highest car note you could find? Who said you had to go and get something that you couldn't pay cash for that was going to get you back and forth just like the other thing was going to get you back and forth? You making these choices. You making these choices because you haven't realized yet. You haven't realized what you need to realize. And this is this. There's a physical, financial, what we just discussed. Mental. This is the main thing that 90% of the people are lacking. You don't have anything mental going on. No vocabulary, no motivation, no desire, no anything. But then you blame it on other people. But let me tell you something. All of these things that are not going the way you want them to go, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with anybody else. The kids, the dog, the mother-in-law, the anybody, the outlaws. It's all on you. You make your own choices. Nobody else is making these choices for you. You have to take self-responsibility. You have to be responsible for yourself. A lot of you guys, it's all everybody. It's easy to say it's somebody else's fault because then it takes it off of you. But does it really take it off of you? Because you still slacking and lacking. You still ain't got what you need. You still ain't doing what you need to do. And you still where you at. You didn't get any further than where you were, and the only thing that you did was damage any reputation and any chances that you had or relationship wise with other people by pointing the blame and the finger on other people instead of taking the responsibility for yourself. It's nobody else's fault, absolutely nobody else's fault but your own, if you aren't doing the things that you need to do for yourself. Period. Nobody's gonna come into the bathroom when you get done relieving yourself, excuses, relieving yourself, and wipe your butt for you. You have to wipe and flush yourself. In other words, you gotta handle your own shit. Nobody else. If you're not physically where you at, need to be, financial, mental, it's all on you. And you know what? Nothing's going to happen and nothing's going to change until you start taking a real approach, a no bullshit approach to it. Now, this is how you're going to take your no bullshit approach to changing. First of all, the reason why you haven't changed is because of being full of shit. And the reason you're full of shit is because you're scared to change. And it's not so much as some of you say, I'm not scared to change. I'm ready for change. I want this change. I do, but are you really to do the work that it's going to take to make that change happen? And that's the problem. You got to understand there's going to be work. It's going to be work, man. Anything that is worth having is worth working for. I don't care how you think you're going to get around it. You're not. You're going to end up working for whatever it is that you want. Whether you're working for it with the cleverness of your mind to try to get it, or whether you're working with it with the physical and actually doing what you got to do. You're going to put in some work for whatever it is that you want if you really plan on obtaining it. Now, the way you're going to get down for this no BS approach is you got to write down some paper, something that you desire the absolute most. What is your most desired thought? What is the thing that you desire the most out of everything? What is something that you absolutely desire? And I'm eating peanuts, by the way, just so you know. I have a little thing of peanuts right here. But what is it that you desire the most? Write down what it is that you desire the most. It could be to rule Mars. You could want to be the ruler of Mars. I don't care what it is. I want you to write it down. And some of you ain't gonna write down what you really feel because you scared somebody gonna see that you wrote down you wanted to be that thing, and you're actually letting somebody else deter you from what it is that you want to be. So if you want to be the damn ruler of Mars, you better write down the ruler of Mars. Period. I don't care what it is. We have the potential to be anything, even full of shit, obviously. But we want to take you to another way. Let's be full of success. Try being full of success, you know, and not being afraid to change or do anything. But before you can do that, you got to be fed up. Take a look at yourself. Get one of these. Clean mine off. Get one of these. Get a mirror. Get a mirror. And once you get yourself a little mirror, then you'll be able to figure out what it is that you want and don't want. And you know what? What does it say on my mirror? Hope you like what you see around the little edges. Hope you like what you see. See that? But anyway, get yourself a mirror. Stare at it. If you don't like what you see, if you're fed up, and when I mean stare at and look at it, like I said, I don't mean to stare at it and go, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Man, that girl look good. We know you look good. I know you're fine. I know your lipstick is on, your eyebrows is tight, but your mind is loose. That's what we're talking about right now. You need to be fed up. When you see yourself, you need to be absolutely disgusted with what you see. You need to be fed up with all the time that you've wasted, all the times that you could have been on your way doing what you need to do, but that you allow some other thing to get in the way, which is yourself, by saying, oh man, see, I'm mad now. I can't do what I gotta do because of this or because of that. I can't get it done. Y'all make me so mad. I can't concentrate. These are some of y'all excuses that you come with. You know, I just can't get there. The kids got me tied up. The kids this. Oh, you know what? Oh, somebody just broke something. Now I gotta stop what I was going to do. I can't go fill out this application because of oh, that's just a bunch of mess. So stop with that. Get to a point where you're tired of all that time that you've wasted. And then you have to be disgusted with yourself and think about all the opportunity that you let pass you by that could have been yours. You know, that stuff. Well, it could have been me if it wasn't for so and so. I could have been the one that was blah blah blah. No, no, no. So and so ain't got nothing to do with your sorry so and so. That's what it is. You're the one. You're the one. Nobody else is responsible for that fact, okay? So please understand that. Nobody else gets in your way but yourself. So get yourself out of your way. Don't stand beside yourself, but get yourself out of your way and do what you got to do. And give yourself that push. You got to be ready to change. So look at yourself. See what of yourself. Now, some of the things your life are going to be perfect and other things are going to be not, but you got to find the balance. Find out where you're not balanced at. And when you see that, when you look in your eyes and you see the pain that's deep in there from not getting what you need to get, you'll really come to that realization of what has disgusted you. If you're feeling good and living good, then you know I ain't talking to you. You keep doing what you're doing, period. You got it. You wrote down your plan. You must be on your way. Keep doing that. But if you find that there is something in there that makes you feel fed up or disgusted, then you need to go in and you need to attack that thing. But you have to be ready to change. If you're not ready to change, you might as well hang it up. Okay? Because when you get ready to change and you feel it, you're willing and ready to look for the ways and things that it's going to take in order for you to be able to get back that time. And not necessarily get back time, but to be able to, from this point forward, have good quality time. Okay? Because the time that you spent before BSing around, being scared to change wasn't quality time. It might have seemed fun, hanging out, you know, smoking and drinking for some of you. I used to smoke and drink too. Eating for most of you. That's all I used to do is eat, hang out, and eat. Don't play. They cooking? Oh, well, I'll come. You know, that's how I was. But you have to be willing to find out what you're going to have to do to make that time. Don't worry about it, but make your new time quality time. And if you can't think or find a place to go to make that happen for yourself, then you need to create your own opportunity. Maybe there's something that you love to do that you could find a way to make what you love to do what you do, you know? So you have to figure out what it is that's going to help you become better, to make that change easier. When you start to really see yourself and what it is that you need to work on and how it is that you need to change, then there is absolutely nothing, nobody that can say or do anything that can deter you from making you go that way and do your changing. You're going to change. You will change because that's all you can see. That's all you can think about is changing. And I want you to also, with that, when you write down that goal, those things, that one thought that burns in your mind that you just, I want so bad to be able to speak 7 languages fluently. I want it so bad to be the ruler of Mars. I have this burning desire so bad. I want to be a man. You might want to be a ballet dancer, but you don't because your boys might laugh at you. Or ladies, you might want to be build a football team, but you don't because the guys say you're not supposed to do that kind of thing. Forget all that kind of stuff and the stipulations and the limitations that everybody else has put on you and what they say that is the normal. Forget all that. Don't even worry about that stuff. Forget that there's a such thing as a limitation. And then you write down what it is that you really want, that you have to have, and you feel it, and you don't worry about nothing else. You just know that's what you want. You put that in your face every single day. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. It will happen. But the first thing that you have to be able to do is you have to know that that's the thing that you feel. That has to be the one. It has to be. And you have to go for it. Everything else will create a way, but you have to make sure that you know what it is that you want. When I say everything else will create a way, I don't mean write down on a little piece of paper, then go sit in the corner and just wait on something to happen. I mean, write it down. And then what you're going to do, if it's physical, if you have something more of a physical goal, then you have to do what it takes. You got to start doing the moves. You got to start doing the workout. You have to start stretching. You have to start doing the moves, sweating and stretching. That is the way that it's going to happen. If it's physical, if it's financial, if you're on your way, you want to save something, you want to get somewhere, you always have to start at least saving 10%. Save 10% of what you have. Every time you get something, save 10%. If you get $1, save it down. You don't have to spend the whole thing. You need to start working on some control. You start working on control, you'll be on your way. You'll be on your way to a whole lot of other things if you can start working on control, because that's everything. Control is very important. Helps you with balance. Mentally, if you really want to get strong mentally, I suggest you guys, if you haven't, start reading. You got to start reading, because a lot of stuff that's out here, you're not reading anything. You're not putting yourself in a situation so that you can change or know what you're talking about when you start trying to change. So try to find at least 10 pages a day, or at least 15 minutes of audio of some good philosophy that you like, that what you're trying to do for yourself. That stuff is going to change everything about you. And when you change, then your environment will change, and so will everything else. But you have to really go for it. But at the end of it all, you have to make a decision for yourself if you're willing to die happy or die with the regrets of knowing that you didn't do what you were supposed to do because you kept making up excuses, because you kept saying it was everybody else's fault, but you're wrong. But really, the end of the day, at the end of it all, the real truth of it is that it wasn't that you were afraid to leave, or it wasn't that you were being held back. Excuse me, you weren't being held back. Or it wasn't that your mama always told you wasn't going to be nothing, so you never was nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with any of that. It's just a simple fact that you don't want to leave, or you're too afraid to leave. But with fear, it's because of ignorance, and you're ignorant because you haven't taken the time to go and try to create that opportunity for yourself. When you go out there and you start trying to create the opportunity for change, when you really go out there and you start trying to create the opportunity for change will happen, because you're out there creating it. If you're sitting there waiting on it, you can just forget about it, because it ain't going to come to you. You're going to have to go, and you're going to have to go get that yourself. So that's that on that. Now, cut the people out of your life. Cut the excuses. Definitely cut the bullshit and get to it. Get a place in your mind where you want to go, which is your goal. Then get a map so you can get to that place, which is a plan. And then get there, and which is your achievement. So get there and achieve your goals and stop playing around, because you're going to die one day. And I know y'all going to hear me say this again, but you're going to die one day, sure enough. So when you go, it's just going to be over. And that's just the end of it, period. It's just going to be the end of it all. So you figure out what it is that you want and go for it. Now I want to tell you guys a little bit about here's the lunch part of the brunch talk. Here's what I want to discuss with you guys. We're going to talk about some spinach today. This spinach, you can see, I only put a little in the cup because I didn't want to bring out the whole thing. But this spinach here, I like to buy it you know, individuals. I try not to, like, in other words, I buy the bunch of spinach instead of buying a bag of spinach, because the bag usually has all kinds of creepy crawly, milky, nasty, gooey stuff in there, and I don't like that. So I just get the fresh stuff so you can rinse it, you can clean it and dry it, you know. But let me tell you a little bit about the spinach. Spinach by itself, if you ever had anybody say Florentine or a la Florentine, if you ever hear that, know that that means there's going to be spinach in it. A la Florentine means on top of spinach, okay? So you learn something new. On top of spinach, a la Florentine. Instead of lettuce, I like to use this instead of lettuce on my salads, and that's what I'm going to do when we get off. I'm going to finish making my salad, and it's going to include spinach. 1 cup of spinach, so y'all know. 1 cup of spinach will help you with your bones. It's really, really good. Has a lot of calcium and iron in it, and it helps you prevent the osteoporosis. So 1 cup has 41 calories, 5.4 grams of protein. What is it? 0.5. Where is it? Let me read that. 0.5 grams of fat, 6.43 milligrams of iron, which is 49% of your daily recommended intake. So if you eat 1 cup of spinach, then you just eat 2 cups. eat 2.5 cups, and you're guaranteed to have reached your daily value of iron. And this is important for people who are anemic, or just, you know, if you're looking for more iron in your diet, spinach is the way to go. Now that I told you a little bit about my friend spinach, I want to tell you a little recipe that you can use so that you can make a nice little spinach drink. Okay, it's gonna get hot outside, and that doesn't mean go eat a bunch of junk. Now, for you who have different shake stuff, some of you have BBV, Shakeology, whichever you have, you can always add this to your shake as well. So I suggest you do that, as a matter of fact, just because. But extra don't ever hurt nobody. But here's the recipe. It's green juice is what you can make. Now, you want to take 1 bunch. You can use organic or regular. It's up to you. 1 bunch of spinach, romaine lettuce, kale, and 3 to 4 apples, and 3 to 4 lemon. Now, this is for the juice, so you can get the lemon juice. I suggest you squeeze. I always like to squeeze the rest, because the other stuff, you never know what you're really getting. Now, you take all that stuff and you put it in a blender. You can add some ice, and then you can add your shake stuff, whatever you want to add, and you blend. And there you go. Add some ice, and you got a nice little green smoothie. It's good for you. It's cool, and it's a nice little lunch too. And it goes straight to you as far as giving you your nutrients and everything too. Now, I also want to show y'all, as far as fitness goes, I want to talk to y'all and show y'all about this little toy I found. It is called a twist board. Yeah, twist board. It says slim your abs, hips, and thighs, glide with precision, using a fluid twisting motion and massage points provided relaxing stimulation. I guess this is the massage they're talking about right here. Let me show you how to use this thing real quick. Let me move this. All right, hold on. All right, so this is how you use it. You stand on it and watch my stomach. Let me show you what it does. Okay, here we go. So you're standing here like so, and as your feet are on it, I'll show you what it looks like. So my feet are here. You guys can see that. And you twist like this. Okay, so when you twist like that, I like to run. So I'm twisting, and so it's kind of like a light jog, right? And then you can go, if you want to go faster, then you can go faster. Now, this is what I found. I like how it feels when I do it, because of the way it makes my sides feel. So I've been doing it like one arm. So I want to work one side, I would just kind of like row. See, I don't move the other arm. And you can really feel it if you hold your core. And then you do the other side. Same thing. And you see how I'm twisting back to the other side? So I like this. Then you can just do them both. It's up to you, whichever you decide. But you know me, I'm always trying to work on my core, trying to get it tight. But that's it, y'all. I just want to show y'all those things too, because y'all know this is brunch talk, and we hit all points on Fit Fatty Brunch Talk. So, fat campers, by the way, y'all are doing a fantastic job. Please keep it up. killing it. So I want to show y'all a couple pictures of me too real quick before we roll. I want y'all to understand why I be kind of getting a little upset about changing, because I understand what change does. I used to be big as hell, you know, super big, you know, compared to how I am now. I'm only going to show y'all a couple pictures because we're running out of time, but look how big my butt was. Look at this. I was big. Yes, 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 I was big. Look at this one. Hold on. Look how big I was. Oh, wait. So there's a big difference, you know what I'm saying? I used to be really big. So yeah, why y'all thought I was playing out here. But it don't take but to get disgusted about yourself. Get fed up and disgusted with yourself, and you'll see what happens. Look at this mess right here. Eating honey out the pack. Terrible news. Look at that, y'all. Look at that profile shot. It is not the same. So you can change. It's up to you to do what you got to do for yourself. Nobody else. That's it. So if you either can stop playing around, stop bullshitting yourself, understand that either you're going to change it or you're going to always be the same old tired, whatever's going on with yourself, and have nobody to blame but everybody else, but really it's you. Super sad. Terrible. And I hope you come out of it. I really hope you come out of it, because we need you to come out of it so that you can help other people come out of theirs too, out of their funk, out of their funky fat nasty. Okay, so please do that for yourself. Now please join me next week, fit fatties and fat campers. We'll have our next brunch talk, of course. And if you have any questions about anything, you know, post it in the network and let me know what's going on. We'll have another public chat with everybody. We'll let you know. Just follow us on the Facebook page so you can find out what our next subject going to be about. But I hope y'all take something from this and do well with yourself. Love yourself first, then you can love others. Without that, you'll be lost. All right, so don't let anybody else tell you what your goals are, and hopefully the goals you go for are your goals and not the goals of somebody else's. Don't be nobody else's fool. Please do not be. If you're gonna work hard for somebody and it go wrong, let it be for yourself. All right, I'm Tiana, Real Truth Hurts. I'm a fit fatty. If you're not, check us out, fitfatchicks.info, or check out some info at the blog, fitfatty.com. Or, of course, come by the Facebook page, post whatever you want as far as your pictures and your photos and stuff on your journey and how you're coming along mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, whatever's going on with you. I want to know. But no BS and no excuses. You can leave them somewhere else. All right, y'all. Tiana, Richie Turks, Fit Fatty. Peace. Love you much.